of all kinds of people here that want to say a few things to everybody. The first thing I'd like to say is thank you to everyone here at Artworks. Thank you to Pat Heater. Pat Heater does so much work as a volunteer. Everyone here at Artworks does an amazing, amazing job. And I cannot tell you how much we all appreciate it.
Thank you for being here tonight. We're so fortunate to live in this marvelous community, and this Festival of the Arts just makes our community so much better. So the way to celebrate the Festival of the Arts is do exactly what you're doing tonight. Come, attend, bring a friend, and help support the work of all the volunteers on the board and the great things we do. But I so look forward to this month like I know you do, and we're just going to have a wonderful festival together. Thanks for being here.
So, art in the community, reaching out into the community to help people understand art, and just to talk to people in underserved communities. I live in Detroit. I grew up in Detroit. Right now we live in Highland Park. So I've traveled a lot. I've had shows in different places, but I always come back and try to work in some type of collaborative effort. So over the years, I've worked in different programs as far as a thing called the Ellington White Program, where we brought kids in that wanted to make art and do art, but they didn't have art in the schools. So I might want to backtrack a little bit too, because when I was in junior high school, which was like they took art out of the schools. So for that period of time, when I was in junior high school, I just had to do things on my own. So and luckily I had parents that encouraged me. And I always tell people that I had an easel and a drawing board right by the front door in my home when I was growing up. And my mother, she did, paint by number. And my father, he always said, well, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever you do, you put some of your spirit into your work. Okay? So I'm saying all that to say this is that when you take art out of the schools, there's always something lacking in the personal character. I think it doesn't. You need that part of your life art in your life to fill it up, or to have that part in your character, or just understand other things that are going on in different parts of the community. So I've worked in projects, Ellington White Project, which was in Detroit, that was started by a friend of mine that was an artist, and we brought kids in, worked with them. We had people from the public school system, teachers, to recommend kids to come into this program. Also, there was a new initiative for the arts where they would have kids come into artist studios, and we would work with them one day out of the week or 2 days and give them an assignment to come back in and have that assignment finished. And we found some real talented kids, and you can always see some type of a light go on, when they started doing their work. And there was another project I worked with. I worked with a lot of community-based projects where, we would just go out and get kids that weren't getting art in the classroom. So that's one of the things that I know that a lot of communities are experiencing. And I think artists, we're kind of like the foot soldiers of culture, so to speak. I just copyrighted that. So people, they'll ask the artists to go to a community that nobody would go into. My studio is an old fire station in Detroit, and it's on the north end. It's a few blocks of the New Center area. Maybe about a couple miles from downtown Detroit, maybe about 3-4 miles. And it's really in the part of Detroit, Hamtramck, some of the old parts of Detroit, some of the old Motown people came from that area. And it's a really ran down area. And every time I ask people to come by and work with me and repair the building, they would say, "You're a brave soul." Well, all I know is I'm doing art, and if I leave the dealers alone and the thugs alone, they'll leave me alone. And that's what's happened. I've been there about 4 years.
Which says, music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. And I would like to say thank you, Plato, and I'd like to add to that, since I'm a jazz musician and I'm involved in improvisation, we would just say art, music, and culture does all of that. That would be my improv on Plato. Thank you.